Hi everyone, I'm Wesley from Unaufadox Productions and welcome to episode 21 of Creating Bass Loops Live, the live stream where I create great and amazing bass loops for all you wonderful music producers out there. So in this video, you'll see me speak a little bit about a post that I posted to social media on Monday. Then I will create a bass line. Then I will record that bass line and then you'll see me upload it to my site, after which you'll be able to use the QR code beneath the video to access it and download it right away. So let's get straight into it. So I posted a video on Monday, which was an extended version of a video I posted previously, clipped from my live stream. And the gist is that there's no consensus with intelligence. So in science there's no consensus, there's no real looking for another word except for there's not real agreement as to what intelligence actually is. So I was watching a podcast and it poses the question, so then what does everyone mean when they say AI? There's AI in this, there's generative AI in that. What are they actually talking about? And it's an interesting question. So in music we have a generative AI, and it will be able to create music from a prompt that you give it. So you say, I want a mellow, soulful, funky house type track, and it can give you that. Not that I've tried, I'm just assuming that it can give you that because I know that it's based on prompts, right? But to get to that, it's been fed a huge amount of material created by humans. And so in the previous video I posed the question, is it that it's intelligent and it analyzes all of this data and then can think of something intelligently, or is it just going to these different parts and taking little snippets and just rearranging it in such a way that it's kind of like it, but it's not exactly like it? Well, perhaps looking at the news for some kind of clue into that. Well, currently, right now, there are companies that are suing generative AI software for it's like basically they're saying that you've used our material, record companies are saying, look, you've used our material without our permission, because there's been some instances where someone has given the generative AI a prompt and it's come up with something which is very, very close, if not, the same as, a famous hit by a famous artist. And it's right on the nose. And if you're not from the UK, right on the nose means it's almost like a carbon copy kind of thing. Like it's very obvious. It's like it's not even trying to be something else. It's the thing. And so that's currently happening now. And so one of the questions that I wanted to propose in this live stream was, do you think that it's ethical for a company to take some of these artists, like their life's work, and then put it into a piece of software so that it can basically learn how to create this style of music, or specifically the kind of music that this artist creates? Like, is that ethical? For me, I think it's the same as like any other artist when they want to sample, and there is a process for that at the moment. So if you sample someone's work, it's best to seek permission. Always best to seek permission, because at least that way you can have a conversation rather than you just taking it and then it's a huge hit, and then the person finds out, and then it's like, well, because you didn't ask for permission, I want everything from this. I want all of the, it's basically my track. You created another track for me and I want the proceeds from it. And there's been a few instances where that has happened. Kanye West, Through the Wire, the writer of that said, no, you can't have it. Well, actually, there were, from what I can remember, there's at least two writers. There might be three. Shaka Khan might have been in on it as well. but I think David Forrester was one of them, and a lady, and the lady was like, "Nah, man, I want it all," which is fair enough. I think a similar thing was with P Diddy and Sting for "I Miss You." Similar thing. So yeah, always ask for, like, if you're thinking about it, always ask for permission. And I would support that as well, because it's like, let's say, it takes me 2 years to do an album. It's like my life's work. It's all of my memories from my childhood and all of these experiences, my life lessons and all of that. Then a program comes along and just takes it all like that, and then someone else can just have that, and then create hit after hit after hit off the back of the style that I have honed over these years. So it would be very much my expression, and kind of me doing the, you could say, like the legwork of the promotion and getting it to public notoriety, and then it just being kind of cherry picked off the top. Excuse me. So I definitely think that there is an ethical side of it, and maybe just a respectful aspect to it. Like, let's say it's two music. This isn't like I don't think this is like software and music, but let's just say it's two musicians. You respect each other. You both practice any hour that you can get. You're both. Let's just say, like, I've been playing bass for 7 years. So let's just say, you've both been in it for 7 years. Like, you can kind of respect the other person's effort. So then, because of that, I think naturally, well, for me at least, I can only speak for myself, man. I feel like naturally you would approach them and be like, look, man, like, I respect what you're doing. I'm doing something similar. We're both kind of going in the same direction. Can I use your stuff? Like, I think that is an easy decision to make. And speaking about just focusing on myself, so yeah, I read these stories and stuff, and various other news, or what they say is the news. But ultimately, to stay happy, I focus on myself. I focus on my bass. I focus on practicing all the hours that I can, posting to social media, promoting my business and all of that. Ultimately, I stay focused on that stuff because that stuff makes me really happy. I think if you get too focused on what's happening externally, like certain things that are outside of your control, it can definitely affect your mood long term, which is something that I feel, at least, you definitely need to make a conscious decision, effort, a daily decision to cultivate in the direction that you want, because your mood dictates everything. How you feel dictates everything. You can look at an event from a place of happiness and then perceive it as like amazing. You can look at the same event from a place of sadness and have nothing but criticism for it. So you definitely got to cultivate your mood. And so yeah, topics like this, whilst I speak about them and present them on my social media and stuff, it's very I was gonna say it's very balanced, but I don't want to suggest that it's 50-50 or anything like that. Like, these topics occupy a very small portion of, you could say, my creative endeavors. Ultimately, I need to be making sound, and I need to be composing tracks for my live streams, which I do every Wednesday at 8:30 British Standard Time on TikTok and YouTube. So I need tracks for that, because I need a different key signature, I need a different BPM each time, and that requires stuff. If you follow me on social media, you'll see I post videos. So that occupies my time, and so it should, and thankfully it does. Yeah. I think ultimately, I'm saying do a very good job at maintaining your mood. If you're focusing on something and it's not making you feel good, focus on something else, man. Do your best to distract and go in a different direction into something which makes you more happy, ultimately. Cool. All right. well, that's the news portion out the way. So let me take another sip. And so let's get going with this track, shall we? So this track is at 110 BPM, and it is in the key signature of G major, and it is following a 6-5-2-3 chord progression. And if you don't know what any of that information means, then let me just illuminate the situation. So as you can see here, so I'll just zoom in just quickly. So 6-5-2-3, right? 6-5-2-3. So that's the chord progression. So I'll just play it. So this will be the 6, right? And the 6 is an E minor. So just stay on it so you can get a sense of how it feels. That's an E minor. And here comes a D major. So I'll stay there so you can feel that. So that's a D minor. And then a B minor. And then, oh sorry, an A minor. So A minor. Then B minor. So that is basically it throughout. It's just that looped 6-5-2-3, 6-5-2-3. So 6-5-2-3, 6-5 all the way along for 10 minutes. That's how long this is going to be. It's going to be 10 minutes long. And yeah, so key signature G major. So these are all of the notes in G major, and these are the chords in G major. These are the modes of G major, but I feel like modes is very much a two-way conversation. So is there anyone here? Oh, Sparrow joined. Hi, Sparrow. Yeah, so modes is very much a two-way conversation, so I will save that for another time. Yeah, so 110 BPM. And do I want to show that? Yeah, I will show that actually. So I'll just loop this a minute. So as you can see, so this is the 6, right? This is the first note or the first chord in the chord progression. So this is an E minor. And I just want to show you how it feels, right? So E minor, so E, right? In fact, I'll play here. So this is an E. So the 6, right? Sounds very, very harmonious, very cool. But when you play a bass line, you might not play, that's called the root note, right? You might not play the root note. You might play another note. And if you want some variation and some movement, then it's a good idea to play different notes. And each note will have a interesting relationship with the chord. It's like as you play different notes, it brings out different emotions of the chord as you kind of emphasize certain notes. So what I'll do is I will run through the notes, the different notes. So I'll run through all of these whilst I play this 6, and then I'll do the same over the 5, just so that you can hear how each note makes the chord feel. So start from the 6, right? So I'll count out I'll call out the numbers, and you'll be able to follow along. So 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, right? So 6. 7. 1. 2. Oh, not good at all. So in that moment, like that's exactly the point that I'm trying to get at. So I wanted to just like hang on one note and play it and show you how much in harmony or not it is. And so instantly I start playing it, and instantly I'm like, oh, I don't really like that. Is my guitar even in tune? And it is, but it's just when it's a really harmonious note, like you can stay there. But when it's not so harmonious, you want to just move away as quickly as possible. And when you're creating a bass line, you can use those notes that you don't want to sit on as like passing notes. Like they'd add like a moment of spice, like a moment of kind of discomfort, and then you'll resolve that, and then you'll feel satisfied. It's a little bit like eating salty chips and then drinking a cold drink after. So the salty chips dehydrate you a bit, then you drink the drink, and then you're very much satisfied, like, oh, this is the best meal ever. It's a similar, and also with a movie, like the arc, like it starts really good and then it dips, then it comes back up, and you know the family's reunited and all of that, and then it's happily ever after. That sort of smooth rough. It's a similar thing, and that's partly what was just experienced just now. So instantly, as I began to run through the notes, it felt better than just sitting on one. Cool. All right, so I'll get into the bass creating portion of the video. So yeah, so you can see these colors, so they repeat, right? So as I'm going through, you can't, in fact I can just put it down there actually. So yeah, as I go through, you'll be able to see exactly what number I'll be on, whether it's the 6, the 5, or the 2, or the 3. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a listen, but you'll also hear me doing what I did just now, and just like, you know, just experimenting and seeing what notes sound good where. And at some point I may get onto an idea and I may hit record, but that's just so that I can not lose the idea. I might still be noodling around, but I'll let you know when I go for the baseline official recording that you'll then be able to download. So easy to fall into this bass line or this rhythm. like the sustain notes, and I might like the variation of something like this. So and then like to like higher. Shall I vary the second part? So these like long notes, they're called sustain notes. And shall I change the next part like just hold on that 6 for a minute because I think I like that dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. In fact, yeah, let me just record that. I'm not sure about this first part. I like this part. Fresh. Very fresh. Let's check the tune. I checked right before the live stream, but it seems fine. It's not really resonating with me, I suppose. Cool. So I'm not sure about this first part, but the second part, possibly. So yes, I think it's just going to be so like the sustained note, and then just work my way up in interesting ways to the 5, which is the D, and then maybe work my way back down to the 2, and then start that pattern, and then maybe back down, maybe back down again, or up as well. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's take another sip, and then I'm going to get going with that. Let's check the chat. Cool. Alright. Oops. So I'm going to get going with that. I hope you enjoy. You'll be able to see the chords as they go past here if you're interested in such things. Cool. Alright. Hope you enjoy. Oh, isn't my body wonderful? Not one cough during, and then when it's done, it's like it was buffered, like it needed to happen, but it's like, no. He's busy. Let's not disturb the groove. The groove is everything. Let me just save that. So yeah, that was cool. Yeah, you'll notice that I where was I? So yeah, here the 3. So you got 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, and then the octave. So the octave is just it's just like 8 notes above. It's the same note, just higher, right? So these are the same note. So I really like this pattern, like no matter where it was. So I'll just duplicate that and just move out of the way so I can just show you what I mean. So this here. So then for the 2 I'd bring it back, but then back again for the 3. So the notes that I'm playing there, so you'll be able to see, I'll just call out the numbers. So it's 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 2, and then back to 3. So 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 2. And then I slid back to the 6. Yeah, like I found that I was just noodling. Like if you follow me on social media, you'll know that I post a video where I check the levels. So it's basically this project, but it's just you only see this corner here because it's horizontal. So I cut off the rest of the screen. Yeah, so you'll know that I post level check videos. So I do like extensive tests, and then I do one more which I stream to YouTube privately, and then just check the levels of it. And yeah, I was noodling around and found it, and it was just really nice, man. Where am I? 3. And it was nice so as you can see here, so it was nice in the 6 and the 5, so no matter where it was. I just think that sounds really nice. It won't change now. Sounded really nice, because it's a bit like the track isn't, I mean the drums are pretty funky, but it's like a sad, if you like, journey through the chord. So I start on a minor, so it gives it that, like a minor is more sad, major is more happy, jubilant, so you get going on that sad kind of note, and then you hit a major, so the 5 would be a major, and then 2 more minors. So yeah, you hit like a sad stride, and then like, oh, maybe there's hope, but then another 2 sad minor chords. But yeah, I do like that kind of vibe. I do like that vibe. It's to me, I don't really feel it as sad or melancholy. I just feel it as emotion invoking. So I quite like it. Cool. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce that out now. So I've saved it. Let's just get rid of that. And let me just check the levels. I can turn that off now. You don't need to hear my bass. Yeah, 9.9 is fine. Oh, there's a little pop at the beginning there. Let me just take care of that. Yeah. So I must have just started the note just before the metronome just before the recording started, which is fine. So I'll just highlight that and I'll bounce that. So this is a processed but unedited. Oops. Processed unedited version. And by processed you can see I've got processors here, but unedited, all that means is in 48 hours I will go through this and check any anything that I think needs moving. So any late notes, any notes that I can hear myself thinking, because while I'm going through that, other than the beginning, which kind of, I mean, it's other than timing and groove, I was playing like very simply. Yeah, so 6, 5, 2, 3. Yeah, it's simpler, so I'm just focused on groove, so it's cool. But then as time gets on, like especially here, so I'm up on the higher notes here. I begin thinking variations because I'm aware that I'm creating a product and it needs to be, as I've described it. So yeah, I've got many variations, many feels. So I need many variations and many feels, right? And when I came down here, that was more like oh, you can't hear that, can you? Yeah, when I let's put that back up. Yeah, when I came more down here, it was more like soloistic. So you'll be able to add that. I don't know if you'll put this in a bridge or something like that, then maybe you can add that section there. And especially if you've watched this live stream, then you know that it goes well over the 6 and the 5. So then you could take two portions of it, and maybe even that. What did I do? Like a little. I think I came up higher as well. So yeah, down to the 2. Yeah, so you can add. Yeah, you could add that to like a, or even if you add a solo segment on your track. But yeah, the point is I begin thinking actively while I'm playing to bring more and more variation, which typically you don't hear on on a normal, like what I'm designing this bass loop for. You might not hear it. You'd hear like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of the different ideas that I've got throughout the whole track. But the idea with this is, there might be 20 or 30 different ideas here, but it's like, I might not necessarily know what you like, but if I can just throw as many ideas at you as I can, surely within there'll be enough, or there'll be something or some things or many ideas which resonate with the project that you're doing. So then you're happy with your purchase and you want plenty more, and like you write me really good testimonials and all of that really great stuff. So yeah, so I will go through this and just check that everything is where it needs to be, as I want it to be, as I want it to feel, and then I will upload another version which will be processed. That will be processed and edited, but I'll also upload a version which is edited and unprocessed, just in case you don't like what's going on here. So just quickly show you. So I've got a little bit of compression happening, an EQ, and that should not be like that. That shouldn't be like that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It doesn't affect it because it's so high up, but yeah, that's gone a bit crazy. Yeah, so it'll have all of this removed, so then you could do whatever you like with it. So yeah, basically it's just like a bit of compression, a bit of EQ, and then a bit of limiting, but that's mainly for the video because I don't want to peak on the social media platforms. So now let me upload this to my site, and that would be it. So script bounces. So there it is. Creating Bass Loops Live, episode 21. G major, 110 beats per minute, processed, unedited. I'm just going to see if I could affect that now. One, two. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. Oh, okay, cool. It's not actually messed up. And that's done. So I'll save changes. Cool. All right. So let me just view that. So if you scan the QR code now, then you'll be taken to this screen. So episode 21, G major, 110 BPM, and what I just uploaded there is there now. Also included is the. So I'm just going to edit. So also included within this will be a companion PDF, and in that I just share a bit of insight into what my aim was with this. I think how I felt about it. So I showed you it's a 6-5-2-3, right? So I give you the chords that are in the 6, that are in the 5, and the 2 and the 3, so that you can just drag. So on the PDF, I tell you what they are, and then I also give you some screenshots of the processing, just in case you want to get your the bass that I. So say you want the unprocessed version, but you want to get in the ballpark. Like you might want the EQ, but you don't want the compression. So I give you some screenshots of that, and then I also give you the actual MIDI of the piano that you heard, or the synth rather. It's a synth on this project. So what you can then do is grab the bass line, drag and drop it into your project. Make sure you set it to 110 BPM. Drag it into the project, then drag the MIDI into the project, add like a synth or a piano, hit play, make sure they both start right at the beginning of the track, and then you'll have the chord progression as you heard it, just with your instrument of choice. So you can really get going straight away with this. And I did that as well. Of course I want to give you ideas. Like that's I mean, there's plenty of ideas here. I really want to share ideas and inspiration. But the idea of the MIDI and the PDF is for you to understand what is happening. And yeah, on the PDF as well, I'll include the foundational notes, which is in this bass line. This is mostly the roots. But I give you that as well, just so that you can understand the building blocks of the emotion that you're feeling, because that's that's paramount. Like intentional self-expression with music is what it's all about. Like, yes, this is a loop, and yes, this was my self-expression, but I mean, this is an extended bass line, so you'll be able to go through and chop and move and really make this into something uniquely your own. And I'm really interested in that as well. Like an ideal for me is for you to grab this and then put it into your track, process it, rearrange it, with the MIDI as well, but then for me to hear it and not really recognize that it's my bass line. Like that's great. Like that is kind of top intention for me, and I'd be interested in hearing it as well, like very much so. Cool. All right, well, yeah, that is it. It's uploaded on the site now. If you just scan the QR code, then it will take you to here. You can also check out the current selection if you go to the site and see all of the past episodes, well, down to 18. Well, no, down to 14, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it a night with that. And yeah, I do this every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. British Standard Time. So yeah, join me if you're into this kind of thing and need exclusive bass loops, where if you purchase, did I cover that? I think I did at the top, but just in case. So with these bass lines, another exclusive element to them is if you scan the QR code and buy it, or just buy it from the site, it triggers a 24-hour timer, and after that time I remove it from sale, and I'll delete this live stream as well. So there is no, and any clip that I would have posted to social media of this bassline or any of the live basslines, then I delete those as well, so that there's no evidence my end that the bassline exists. So you could be the only person on earth who has this bassline, which is awesome as well, because exclusivity is what we want, right, as artists. Cool. All right, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Until next time, make great music and enjoy life. And I'll just play this, and then when the latency catches up, I'll end the stream.